Morning guys, it's a beautiful morning again. It's the next day after I put up the Sabaton video, the one with the new speed controller. This little puppy here, if you can't see it. So yeah, I'm just continuing to mess around with it. This morning I didn't video it, but I just basically changed a few settings because I didn't believe that my current settings were actually correct. Like the battery current settings I had were, why am I out of breath? I must be really unfit. Basically, yeah, my current settings were, I've got to creep underneath here, were set at 60 amps for these batteries and 80 amps. Now for some reason it feels like it's pulling about 100 amps. On the display it's showing 5 or 6 kilowatts, which is probably about right, but it feels a lot more than that. So I'm not quite believing you know what it's saying on the screen, but hey ho, we'll come to all of that. Well, I just got stung. That's not good right at the beginning of my little adventure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and try and find this well, I know where it is. I'm just going to go to this airfield. It's basically like an old wartime airfield, but it's got a nice sort of paved area, like a road around the edge of it, off-road, but it's actually, you know, like they do, they kind of have a kind of bashed up old pavement. But so right now I'm in setting number 2, which I probably should be in setting number 1 really for around here, because that just gives you a little bit of torque but quite low low top end. Right, so basically what I did this morning was I configured the speed controller to have slightly less brutal acceleration. So you do that by setting the throttle delay time, and I've put it up about another 100 milliseconds. So it was on 200 and I put it up to 300, and yeah, it doesn't feel like it's made a lot of difference really. It feels a little bit less twitchy, but I'm going to go back to that and just fiddle that again. I think just keep increasing it until it feels like it's made a difference, and then just kind of go back from there. Right, so also what I did was turn on regen braking, because I was feeling like this bike just rolls so well that what ends up happening is you end up kind of, you know, throttling away, but then you can't stop the blooming thing, because the hydraulic brakes work, but you know, you need regen. You just need regen. If you're used to having regen as well, then it's kind of it's kind of difficult not to have it, because I was looking, my thumb's doing something down here where I'd have the regen lever. It's crazy how you get used to things like this, but basically, yeah, that was what was happening. I kept hitting this regen lever that wasn't actually there. So there you go. And then what else did I do? Yes, I just set that to about 30 amps, and it's probably okay. It feels better. It feels like the bike's got a bit of engine braking now, which is kind of what I wanted. But I'm still gonna, more stinging nails, I'm still gonna set it up so that basically I've got either a switch down here or I just don't want to get stung. This is my problem. I'm not an incompetent rider. Well, yeah, I am actually. Yeah, so I want to probably have like a regen switch or lever like I used to, because it's just way better having that. And before, obviously I was saying, I was contemplating just taking one of the switches off of this off of one of these levers, because, you know, I could probably get away with maybe just having a switch for the brake light on the front lever, because originally why I did it was God, it's overgrown over here. Originally why I did it was for the MSVA test, but that ain't happening now. I can't be bothered. So yeah, that's that basically. And I'm just waffling now as I'm trying to cycle through this stuff. My legs are going to be itching like buggery later on. So yeah, everything seems to be kind of okay. I'm still dubious about how much power this is actually producing. It seems like it's producing a hell of a lot. These are like almost the height of me. This is crazy. No one's been down here for a while. You can see. Ah, why didn't I wear jeans, for God's sake? This is just crazy how this is overgrown. Right. Right, we made it. I'm not going back that way. It's awful. I tightened up the swing arm bolt. It wasn't loose, but I could feel just a little tapping, and it kind of didn't feel very nice when you lifted the bike up as well. So I adjusted that, and well, we're getting there, not too far away from the place I'm trying to get to now. Yeah, I adjusted that, and it feels a bit more tight. Alright guys, so setting number 2, a couple of 1,000 watts. It's lovely, feeling the torque. Alright. It's basically over here. Is where the airfield is. I never knew it was over here. It's basically this path that goes around here. Now, I've been the other way before. I'm going to go this way this time. So yeah, setting number 2. Quite a nice, gives you quite a nice bit of power. This is a really good test strip actually, this place. Whoa, lovely. Not got the balls to go any faster with these from in shorts on. I'd be carved to crap if I did that. It's a great little place though. If only someone could resurface it, it would be awesome. Just whack some tarmac down. There's another one here. Yeah, I changed direction because I'm a little bit worried because the way I've got these batteries configured, I've got like a little strap, well, like basically like a little harness that slots into the tops of the drill packs. But if you hit a load of vibrations, you could find that they might pop out. So that's why I'm a little bit worried about kind of going over really aggressive bumps. But we'll just have to see, because otherwise the problem is if you de-parallel a pack, one parallel bank pops out, then you're going to be stressing one more pack on one side more than the rest. But there might be a better solution for doing it. I just need to work on it. Ultimately I really like the drill packs, the way they work, because you're basically, you know, it just gives you, it's really flexible. You can just buy blocks and then use them, and then if you don't get any problems, then what's that? It's a private road. I don't know, is that where I went the other day? I think I might have came this way before. Private road. This wasn't the one. Yeah, so what was I saying? I like the drill packs, the flexibility it gives you. I've gone over this before. It doesn't give you quite as much power as a larger bike pack, because these things have obviously got a little bit more casing around them than a bunch of 18650 cells. But I'll tell you what, I hammered these packs yesterday, and when I put them on, I checked the voltage each one and it was identical, and that was before I put them on the charger. So to get identical voltages out is saying quite a lot. I know it's not individual cell voltages, but yeah, it's good. This is quite nice. This is quite a nice oh, there's some big old bumps though. This is the problem. This is what causes problems with e-bikes, all this rattling around. It feels great though, it really does feel great. Right, so I've just ripped the side off the bike, guys. Just, there's no need to do this every ride. Check some things. Temperature, the Sabbath's on, no problem at all. So this is pretty crazy. I've actually come, I don't know, quite a way. There's not even one bar down on these batteries. Each battery is saying fully charged. And these connections, as it turns out, I didn't really need to worry. I think what happens, because I've got this kind of harness up here, it's pressing down on here, so it's actually holding these in, which is quite helpful actually. Alright, all's good. I noticed there's a timeout setting for this controller. You can actually set, or this display, you can actually set it to turn off. It will turn the bike off if you just forget and just leave the bike on, which is quite good. I don't know how much power it's actually drawing, like a small quiescent current, whatever they call them. Anyway, it's all good. Kind of like a bit like it used to be right in the beginning, this bike now, or one of the early videos. Dodgy gravel. Workman asleep in his truck. Nice bit of power on the old gravel. Yeah. Well, that feels nicer. Hell was that? What was that? Where did it go? Or was it something from the bike? Or what? Any bolts missing? Don't know, I'll never know. Oh, it could have been money from here. See, the regen's really, really good. Might not be quite enough at this sort of level, but there you are, still chucking 500 watts back into the battery, so it's almost, it's pretty good, because if you do push your batteries a little bit harder, then as soon as you come off the throttle, you're getting a load of current going back into the battery. So I don't know how that's going to affect them, but you know, part of me thinks that would be quite a good thing, because you're kind of recovering the voltage quite quickly. Any battery experts out there will probably say, no, it's like double the stress or something. Anyway, that's good. Not as chatty today, guys. I've kind of said a lot of e-bike stuff in the last couple of videos, so I'm probably not burning out, but let's go this way. Oh, actually took the front wheel up then. just lovely this time of year when it's like this. Just dry everywhere. Ain't got to worry about nothing. No mud. Right, a few thousand watts up this hill. Give me a little bit to pedal as well. So the regen just slowed me down nicely then, whereas normally I'd just be flying down to the bottom of the hill. It's funny how you get used to a controller and your sort of setup that you've got, and then when you change it, it's kind of like the whole bike changes. It's almost giving me like a new lease of love, if that is a thing, for the e-bike. What's that noise? It gets me strange noises coming from the back end. I think it may just be the odd stone flying out from the back. God, it does an half pull. Right, I'm back, guys. I forgot to say anything more in that video. I don't know what it was. Just weren't feeling it this morning anyway. But it was a good rip. It was a good little blast. Good to test out the controller more. Anyway, me and Sarah are heading off now to a vegan circus. We've arrived in London. Oh, it is hot. This is the circus that we were coming to. You told me it was a circus, but it's actually called the circus. What's going on?
Precious heart.
Now there's fireworks. He's got the proper camera.
Magic. Well, like any magician though, I need a glamorous assistant. Okay. What's your name? Kim. Kim, name a card and tell everyone what it is. Go ahead.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Why not?
Six of clubs.
Oh my god. Nobody chooses that card. I love it. That's the six of clubs. I will be thrilled. Honestly, it never happens. Don't get your hopes up. Alright, you ready? The card we're going to use for now is the ace. Watch, the ace of hearts goes here. The game is this. I'm going to take the ace of hearts from you without anyone noticing. Put your hand on the top, give me a challenge. You've got the ace, I've got the three. Are you ready, guys? I'm going to use this to distract you all. Watch.